I think you just have to go out and do it. Like there's moments, like when I was driving from St. Louis out here, like I had these moments creep in that were like, what am I doing? Like what have I done? Like, and so you just have to go through and you have to feel it. You have to feel the fear, and then you have to work through that and realize like the next day, like, oh, it was okay. I'm Julie, I'm from Travel Nurse Adventures, and I just met up with Chris and G here in a parking lot in Tucson, Arizona. I have a new van that I bought. It's a road truck, it's a 2003, it's a Dodge. I picked it up in St. Louis. I had no idea that I was gonna get it, and then I ended up meeting this elderly couple that gave me a deal. And now I'm on my way out to California to work, and so I'm trying to learn all about my van. This is my first trip with it. So this is Canyon, he's my travel companion. I got my bikes on the back, or got a bike and his dog crate. It's a double platform bike rack, and then I got my mountain bike, and then I got his dog crate. But I try to bike quite a bit when I'm out in California, and I can just swing this up, and it's kind of annoying getting the bike off right now with the rack, but otherwise it's pretty easy to deal with. This kind of rack is. The only thing I don't like about this rack is that it doesn't swing out. I've had the swing away racks, so I think I'll probably transition to that in the future. So then I got my spare tire, and then this is just my gas in my LP tank, and then my propane's up underneath this way, so to turn my propane on, it's like up underneath here. And then I have my electrical hookup and my gray water, black water dump tank here. I haven't dewinterized the system yet. I'm still learning how to do it all. It's gonna be a work in progress. Right, Chris? This is where my potable water goes. And this is my fuse box, like my fuse access. I'm not gonna pop that off yet, I might break it. I woke up, my very first night, I woke up at 3 in the morning and my carbon monoxide alarm was going off, and I freaked out, and I took the dog outside, and I read about it, and it was just a low battery alarm, and I'd left the button on wrong. And then like the next morning I was fine, and I was on my way again, and I was in this like beautiful park in the middle of North Texas, and I was like, this is amazing. Like, but at the time, it was the end of the, it really was. It was the end of the world, and I thought I was just like so dumb that I didn't like turn that button off, didn't know what I was doing, and thought that there was actual carbon monoxide in here, and it was just a low battery alarm. Okay, so this is the inside of the van. There's a lot of nook and crannies, like it's more spacious than I imagined. So like this little area here has all kinds of, just like my shoes and my camping gear and stuff. I have a little closet right here. Where all my bathroom stuff is. This is kind of neat, it's an entire drawer. I just keep it's like my special drawer of my scarves and just knick-knacky stuff. Poncho, if I need to grab a poncho. Up here, I have my bear spray, I have a machete, just like stuff I can just grab and access real fast, like a flashlight. This chair swings around, as does this one. So if I'm like parked and want some more space, I can swing both of these around and hang out, and I can also set up a table right here. So it's a 2003, so there's just a CD player and a radio, and the CD player actually is like broken. So I just have a little Bose, but I'm gonna get a little mountable. They have these like, I think they have them at Costco, these, it's like a magnetic mounting thing that I can mount my phone and then also my speaker up there just so it's not sliding around. So I use my bike light as one of my flashlights. I can hook it up as well if I don't want to pull from another lighting source. And so I always just charge that stuff as I'm driving down the road. So my organization, I'm still like getting a system down. I'm pretty lacking, but just for the ease of access, I have my bike helmet just like latched to my sink, and then underneath my sink, so I haven't really used my propane stove yet a whole lot. Like when I've been traveling out here, I've just been using my camp stove to cook in the different campgrounds. So I have all my my fuel sources underneath here, and then just a bunch of water bottles, my cutting board. I have some food storage here, and I'm about to get some Velcro that kind of just to hold this in place. Moving down, just some drawers, some silverware and stuff there. And then underneath here I have just more storage. My hot water tank is underneath here. I keep all my coffee in my microwave. It's all my little French press. Up here, just more storage where I keep some cups and some paper towels. Got my 3-way fridge down here, which I've also yet to start using, but I'm gonna take the leap and and use it here tonight. It's got some random stuff in it right now that we'll keep in the moment. And I have some clothes. This is all my clothes up here. I've tried to somewhat organize them with just some like zipper bags. Goes all the way back. This is where the old TV used to be, so I have just some books, and then this slides out. It's kind of messy at the moment, but just some books for work, and then my work stuff here. I have like a plug up under here, so if I'm plugged in, I can plug my laptop in and just work from there. And then when I actually drive down the road, I have Canyon's bed. This is his throne. I always look back and he's just like perched. This is where he stays when I drive, and then when I actually sleep, I put his dog bed up front or on the ground. And then my AC is right here. I've yet to need that or use it. And then just more clothing storage up here, like my rain gear. And just some other jackets are up there. And then this is the bathroom. Shower's in the middle, and this is just used for storage right now, just some towels. And then Canyon's food goes here. Then when I actually get more settled out in California, I'll actually de-winterize it and try to attempt to use the toilet more often. I think my biggest fear is that I'm gonna like mess a system up in the van. Like I'm gonna like break the whole water system or just like break the van.
So you're not scared of like...
So I'm actually not like, because I've been traveling for the last 2 years, so actual fears of like being on my own, not so much. I try to like watch what areas I go to and watch my surroundings. So we'll see though. It's when I'm living the life that other people dream of. When I was just in the middle of this state park and it was just gorgeous, like watching the sunset, like the New Mexico and Arizona border. Hardly anyone was there, and I was parked, and the nicest couple from Vermont was next to me who also had a 2002, 2003 road Trek. And they came up to me and they're like, man, isn't it beautiful weather right now? And I just like cooked this amazing dinner and was just relaxing, and it was just like right there in the moment where the reason why I do, like, it's the reason why I'm doing this.
And after this, you're heading to Joshua Tree. So you're just visiting Tucson for the day, heading down to Joshua Tree.
Yeah, and then I think I'm gonna stop at these other dunes along the way, just a couple hours from here. And then, so the moments of fear are definitely counterbalanced by the like beauty that you see in the world.
Absolutely. So next time we see you, because you're gonna be working in California?
Yeah, working in California.
Travel nursing.
Yep, till the end of April. I'm gonna be testing out the van to see if I actually can do it and like it, and...
But the goal is Alaska.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go, I was in Alaska 2 years ago, where I met you guys, and then I'm gonna go back here beginning of, I think, May.
I hope you're still in the van.
I hope so too. I think I will be.
I think you will too. Thanks for your time.
What's up, guys? My name's Devin. This is my 1995 Chevy G10 half-ton. Originally stock, converted into a weekend camper van. Got 80,000 miles on it. Original. Got a 4.3 V6. All pretty stock. Didn't really have to do anything when I bought it. Just threw a new radiator in it. Some new plugs and wires and called it good. Bought it for $1,500, which is a steal, I think. Especially because it's got the barn doors. Got the nice rocket box up top for storage. On the Thule racks. Pretty much for all my soft goods and stuff like that. Sleeping bags, backpacks. The big stuff, you know, keep them out of the interior. Make it nice and clean, lots of room. Got a bike rack on the other side of the rack there. Just picked up a back ladder, like a van ladder. I'm gonna mount on the other side to be able to access the bike rack, because it's pretty tall and I'm pretty short, so it's hard to get a bike up there. Got the PVC pipe there for any fishing poles, and a couple hooks. You can throw up a tarp, awning out a tarp if it's gnarly out and raining and all that. So the interior I did all myself. It was originally just stock metal, which is great because that's kind of the plan I wanted. See, I insulated all the walls, the floors, and the doors before putting up the 1/4-inch side panels here. Side panels, all the panels have this nice warm felt on them, which is actually really simple and turned out really well. I just cut the panels to fit before, and just spray adhesive the felt on and screwed them in, and it worked out pretty well. Pretty easy. I think it took an afternoon or so. I chose a nice low profile carpet with the mindset of just keeping it clean. It's an indoor outdoor carpet, so it'll be really easy to clean up any muddy boots or anything like that. And it's directly onto the wood down below, so any liquids that get spilt or anything like that isn't going to soak into any soft goods and mold or anything like that. So it's built with that in mind, keeping it clean and basically just having it be a dirty spot, I guess. As you can tell, my newest addition and concept kitchenette I'm building here, it is a TV stand at the moment, but it's mostly here just to occupy the space and give me a general idea of what I want in the future. It's really hard for me to conceive and to measure out and build something without having some sort of template first. So I threw this in here just to give me an idea of where I want everything to be and how things are going to function. So I'll kind of show you this right now. Basically it's just stock storage underneath, nothing too special. Have the countertop up here which swivels out. We got a marine seat bracket, swivel bracket under there. So this kind of poses as a table and a cooking space, whatever you want to do. Sink, pretty straightforward. When I do rebuild, I'll install some sort of faucet in the corner there, either a hand pump, non-mechanical one, or a non-electric one, or do an electric pump and just really ball out. This guy also swivels all the way around. That way you can set up a laptop and lounge out and watch a movie, or just have it as a side table if you need. Under here is just storage at the moment. So we got some silverware, coffee maker, inverter, just some daily. As like I said, this is just temporary. So like my gray water bin is a gallon jug of water. But in the future, this will be expanded and quite a bit bigger. So I'll be able to have room for not only useful utensils and storage, but also nice gray and clean water storage as well. This thing will just get junked. I'll use that as measurements, salvage the bracket, the swivel mount inside, and just rebuilt it with nice veneered plywood, stain it like I did most of the other interior wood, like the bench seat. So we'll move on to the bench. In the couch position right now, got a 3-inch high density foam mat on top, which is pretty comfortable. We got storage underneath, swivels up. You can see the raw wood here, and I stained all the wood black up top to kind of match everything else. Nice long piano hinges, really add more stability to the function. 3 relatively large storage bays. Now to convert, it's quite simple. All you really do, get this out of the way, 2 handholds here, slide that bay out. That guy. And that folds out. The back moves up into an upright position to give a few more inches. And it's about the size of a twin, I think. It's about 6 feet long, so I think a twin might be a little bit longer, but I'm only 5'8", so. How it's mounted and everything, I got a piece of angle iron running this length here, 90-degree angle iron on both sides. That actually, see here, so it's mounted to the wall and the vertical struts, as well as screwed into the wheel well. So it's pretty secure, so that gives a nice base for the bench seat. However, I will need to mount the wood into this angle iron. As of right now, it is not mounted in there, just so I can take it out really quick if I need room, because I've been moving a bunch. So this whole unit actually is in 3 separate pieces, so it's really easy to take out. It's kind of the functional idea behind it is, you know, it doubles as a bench seat and a bed, but within a matter of 5 minutes, you can have it be a complete cargo van again. That's kind of the idea about the whole van, is that opposed to having it be a livable unit, it's more of a weekend style camper van. So it functions as a daily driver. You can get a group of people in here, go to the beach, what have you, as well as stay the night or the weekend in a parking lot or at the campsite. So this is kind of the cargo area, nice and roomy for large totes or coolers or anything like that. When you hit the beach, you want to saute up some steaks or what have you. This folds down, gives you a nice cooking surface. We got storage on either side. Pops open. Store all your junk and wilderness books, plants, and all the shelving bottoms come out. So, including this one here, so you can access this bay down below where I keep my spare my tools, my car jack and all that kind of stuff, jumper cables. Or if you had something long, I guess you could take out both and conceivably have access to this whole length as long as you can stick it up in there. So it's on both sides. There's a clean shot of it without anything in here. Pretty basic. Got the speakers inset, little 4x6s there. So in the future, depends on what direction I go. I like that it's a weekend style camper van. It allows me to be very versatile. However, I do have aspirations to full-time it, either while I'm in school or out of school. So if I do full-time it, there'll have to be some more modifications done to make that more feasible. But, you know, I'm in school right now, and so ideally, if I do full-time it, this would be the best time because I have access to the college campus pretty much at all hours. Bathrooms, showers, Wi-Fi. You know, I can park relatively close to campus and use their Wi-Fi within my van. I don't know about sleeping there, but so a lot of the amenities would be satisfied while I'm in school. So we'll see how that goes. I'm on a lease right now, but I still have some time left during school. I'm looking to take it on some pretty sweet trips this summer. It's kind of the idea behind it. It's a nice road trip van, the big V6. It's got an overdrive gear, so it gets some decent gas mileage on the highway. My girlfriend and I are planning a 2-week trip down to, well, we're going down to Cali, Burbank, California, for my sister's wedding. And then we're heading up from there up to Zion and southwest Utah. And we're taking, I think we're going to be doing about 2.5 weeks on the return trip. So we'll hit up Zion and Bryce and all those awesome places down there, do some rock climbing if it's not too hot. This is going to be in August. And then head up north into southern Idaho. Go check out like Crater of the Moon and all those other places. If anybody has any recommendations for Idaho, because I've got maybe 2 spots I'm thinking of, and we have about 1.5 weeks there. So any suggestions in the comments would be awesome. There'll be a link to my YouTube page on this video. Please feel free to subscribe or just check out my other videos or what have you. And yeah, hope you enjoyed checking out the van. I hope it shows that doing a do-it-yourself camper van is possible and relatively easy. All these parts were either recycled or gotten very cheaply. I probably put maybe $1,000 into the interior, so it's doable. You just have to have the tools and the confidence, I guess. Anyways, thanks.
Yep. I need to wash my hair. Gross. Hey everybody, Ann here. Oops. Hey everybody, Ann here. Alright, so what I'm going to try and do today is I'm going to try and show you how I wash my hair. Now, I do this inside the van all the time. And believe me, this hair really needs it. Just look at this. Look. Oh my god, it's so gross. If I do it inside my van, I just do it over a big tub with a shower curtain or something, a plastic tarp or something underneath of it, like spread out, because I tend to like get this all over the place. So I'm going to show you how I do this. I don't know how this is going to work, if you're going to be able to see it very good. I hope so. So this is how I wash my hair. It's like back in the olden days. I have my baby shampoo. I have some water. And I have my red cup. And if I do it inside, I usually will just get the big blue tank that you guys have seen that I have, and I'll set it up somewhere. That way all I have to do is open up the little valve and get some water and pour it over. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can attach like a little shower hose or something to it, that I can, you know, that I don't have to open and close, that I can just turn off and on at the shower head, but I don't know how to do that. So anyhow, this is what I do. Very, very simple. And I'm not going to condition my hair today because I'm actually running out of conditioner, and I'm camping. You know, I'm on another, I'll be here until Wednesday morning, and Monday's my birthday, so it's like a Monday camping trip. I got some people that are going to come out, and we're going to drink some alcohol and have lots of fun. So yeah, happy birthday to me on Monday. Okay, let's get started. First thing, and I'm probably going to get this wet, but you know, such is life. I just get myself a little bit of water going, and from here on out, I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to be talking. I'll probably narrate over the top of it. All right, so let's do this. So dang good. You have no idea how good that feels. It's cold water, but you know what? That's okay. In the winter, I heat the water up a little bit, so it's not so jarring. But this felt so good. Whew, that's it, folks. That's how I basically wash my hair. And on a day, hi Betty, don't knock over on my stuff, okay? Oh, you're stepping on stuff that I need. Goodness, that's what I get for putting it on the ground. On days that I take a full bath, I just use that big tub. I do my hair first into the tub, and I like to soak my feet, so I will then put my feet in the tub, the big blue one, and I'll show you how I do this someday. Get a bathing suit or something. My God, I haven't worn a bathing suit in like 20 years. And then I will soap up the rest of my body just by pouring water over me, basically. That's all I do. Rinse that way. I'll kind of like stand over the tub, kind of like crouch over the tub and do it that way. But anyhow, yeah, that's how I do it. It is not that hard. It's how they did it in the olden days before plumbing and showers and all that was invented. Very easy to do. And yeah, so that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed my Anne's Tiny Life Washes Her Hair video. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, and y'all have a good one.
What's up, everybody? Joshua here from You Enjoy Life, and greetings from Colorado, one of my favorite places in the world. I've been living with my friend for a while now, and I'm helping him convert his 2-acre property, which is on a mountainside, so it's been wild, into a gigantic food forest. I'm learning so much every day, cooking pretty much all of our own food, foraging a lot of stuff, and just feeling like super nourished by the land. But I've been traveling around the world for a long time and cooking and learning about growing in all kinds of weird and wacky and different types of situations. And what I've come to see is that no matter what situation you're in right now, whether you have a lot of property and you've never grown food, or you have a farm, or you have a tiny little apartment with a small kitchen and maybe you're sprouting some lentils, you know, on the kitchen counter, you can find a way to get more connected to the foods that you cook and the foods that you eat. Rather than getting caught up in comparing yourself to, I wish I had this or I had that, just make small changes right now. Start cooking more meals, getting more connected to your food, and over time your life will radically shift. So recently a friend of ours named Stuart's been visiting, and Stuart's been living out of his van, and he's just been kind of struggling to make good meals. You know, he's got a very tiny compact space and just an Instant Pot. So I wanted to get together with Stuart and see if I could help him out a bit.
So I've been living out of this thing for about 3 months.
How's it been going?
It's been going really well. Yeah, it's been really intense. So like there's an adaptation process that we have to go through when we start to live in nature. It took me about 30 days to really kind of get settled and like figure out my routine, which was like radically just changed, because now it's like every time I go to the bathroom, every time I, you know, do everything, my whole system, my processes have all changed basically.
What about food specifically? Because I want to help you, like, you know, feel comfortable cooking.
So food is like, food, I've figured out a system, the Instant Pot right there and the battery. I can do one, as long as I'm off the grid, so I can go off the grid and on the grid. When I'm on the grid, I can just go with the Instant Pot every day, every meal I can cook out of that. Coolest thing is little cleanup. So I try to do things as simple as possible. So I get frozen vegetables, and I throw them in the Instant Pot, I steam them, and then I put a pre-made sauce, and then I only use one sauce at a time because I have to refrigerate it after I open it.
Yeah, so for me it's really about just taking what you already have and just like adding a little accentuation, because as you know, like, food is a integral part in life, right? But what I find is, like, when you're just adding those little things and just kind of like putting in your own love into it and just like little moments of excitement, that it just makes the meal feel more fun. So instead of just having steamed vegetables, you add like a certain spice, or like, you know, you steam an egg in there at the same time, and then you come out with this pot and then you top it with sauerkraut and like sprouts or something, and all of a sudden it feels like this whole complete meal, not just like something simple.
It's still simple though.
It's still really simple. Yeah, the goal for me is to like not add to your cleanup, essentially. Just still all in one pot. So what I was thinking is we could actually steam the egg, take a
interesting
bell pepper,
and
actually cut it in half, and then crack an egg on each side, and then you'll steam. You get pepper steamed and the egg steamed. But I also made this stew. This is for you. And you were saying that black pepper and turmeric. Why do you want to eat more of that?
So turmeric is helpful for inflammation and some chronic pain, and then turmeric mixed with black pepper, the black pepper activates the turmeric.
Smell? So what I've got here, I'm actually making a homemade spice blend just to spice things up a little bit. That's basically black pepper, garlic powder, some cumin, coriander. I'm gonna add some turmeric. So I want to make a spice blend that tastes really good, that has a lot of flavor, that also has the things that he wants in it. And what's cool about spice blends is they'll last a long time, and you can just kind of sprinkle them in your food and have a little extra flavor. You might sneeze. I'm about to sneeze. So this is just something you can sprinkle on anything. If you're making veggies, you can do it fresh. You can do it, before, or you cook it, whatever you want. I find adding those little elements of cooking just make it more fun and kind of create more of a connection to food. Because to me, food is like really about the connection we have to it.
And the creativity as well.
The creativity and the energy behind it. So I always say, like, use the best that you can. Don't like obsess. If you can't afford organic or you don't know how to grow your own food, it's like just take small little steps to getting more connected to the food that you're making, and then over time it will just grow and grow and grow and grow. Let's have some fun. So cut this in half. And this is, a little bit of an experiment. I feel good about it, but there's always an experimentation of food. There's a little fun element, kind of like play. So I'm just going to kind of remove the seeds out on both sides. Of course, this is something you can always compost. If you're buying organic veggies, what's also cool is you can literally take the seeds and you can plant them, So there's all these little things. Also, when you start to learn more about foraging, you can go out and find wild greens and then just add that to
That'd be very cool.
So this here is a wax currant tree. And what's cool is they will eventually become edible berries, but before they're berries, you can actually eat these flowers. So that would make a really delicious, nutritious sort of garnish, a wild garnish that you could throw on. Another favorite green of mine to forage is lambscoter, and you can see it right here. It grows like a weed. It's considered a weed, but it's like a wild spinach, and it's very delicious and easy to identify.
And just pour it in?
Just crack one right in there. Oh, the salt eggs, beautiful. And then let's use the stew blend. So that's for you. You can take around and kind of do whatever you want with. And
Thank you.
eggs, it works really well on.
Very interesting.
A little bit of that, nice.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
So we lower the eggs in, but we're not done. So let's take some Brussels sprouts and maybe we'll just kind of have them.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna steam everything all together in
Got
there.
it. Okay. And what about overcooking?
Overcooking, if you overcook something.
Yeah.
One way to think about vegetables is kind of the opposite of meat. So meat starts out soft, and when you cook it, it gets more and more firm. Vegetables are the opposite. So they have their own tenderness. So you might say, like, I want to have a medium rare steak. It's similar to vegetables. As you cook the Brussels sprouts, they'll get softer and softer, and you just find the point you like. There is no right, there's no perfect. When it comes to cooking, it's all about preference and experience. And making mistakes is just part of it.
Yeah.
You make a mistake and then you learn something new. You don't see it as a failure.
Still eat it.
Yeah, you can still eat it. Like, I like to make a lot of things. Sometimes I make something that didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but it turns into something else because I made a mistake, and then I have to kind of go forward and figure out, what do I do next, And then, let's just pop on the lid and let the magic thing do its work.
And then steam for about a minute, I would say.
No, we're actually going to steam for about 6 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So how long do you usually steam your veggies? 1 minute.
Yeah. And then I leave it in. And then
I let it
till,
sit, yeah. Let's do 6 minutes, so that should cook the eggs, and then turn it on, and
interesting.
it's good?
Yep.
So, all right, cool. And then we wait. Next to the sauerkraut, there's a couple things I brought to help out. This is a little seed mix that I made that you can take, and it's just got like quinoa, chia, you can put like sesame seeds in there, there's sunflower seeds, and just little things to add nutrients and seeds. Yeah, you can mix and match. You can sprout a lot of that stuff as well. But you can just kind of sprinkle it on like salads and things, and it adds crunch and just adds a lot of good nutrients. All right, release the steam.
My favorite spot.
I do the reveal. Let's see if it worked.
Yeah.
You never know. It's like a magic trick.
Should I explain the pollen on there?
Whoa. Whoa. Look at that. Let's see. Yeah, oh yeah. So you could even steam them less if you wanted to have them like runny.
Okay.
But this way they're
Do
cooking.
you think they're if I poke them, would the yolk come out?
I think the yolk is
probably
like
cooked
more
all
of
the
a,
way.
yeah, it's all cooked all the way, but you have options to play around with. You can try like, what happens when I do it for 3 minutes, and we probably more of a soft boiled egg.
Okay. Oh.
Amanda, we lost one. Everything's a little bit slower in a van, right? You just gotta move a little bit slower, a little more patience.
Absolutely. Patience is something I've learned a lot about in the last 3 months.
Yeah, what I would personally do for something like this is you can take some sauerkraut. You like sauerkraut?
I do, yeah.
Okay. You can kind of like plate it Plating is fun. To me, food is like impermanence. It's like the art of impermanence. You spend all this time doing something, putting love into it, and then the destroying the impermanence of it is the eating of it, the letting go. You know, not holding on to it, but enjoying the moment, being present in the cooking process. And then you get to eat and enjoy it.
It's crazy because it slows down time as well.
It really does slow down time. So then you can rip off like a little bit of sprouts just right on top. You know, sprinkle them. Even if like there's a little bit of, I'll get that out, but a little bit of dirt never hurt no one. Okay, and then just for like a little added bonus and crunch, you can sprinkle this on. And then suddenly you go from just like eating just steamed veggies to having this whole kind of masterpiece, right, of just magic. And everything's really simple, mostly raw stuff, like with the sauerkraut and the sprouts. You're adding just like raw elements that are going to stay for a while. Things that are dried, or things that are just like preserved really well.
And this is the key challenge of van life, is essentially how to get fresh food and also have enough food to last for a long time.
To last, yes. So this, I'm glad we've hopefully hit your challenge. This little egg pocket. Good, cooked all right?
Craziest thing is just you put intention to it, food tastes so much better.
It really is. Like, I honestly think love is the #1 ingredient to any cooking. So even if you have a van, you don't have many supplies, just basic things, a little bit of intention, some love, good ingredients, and you'll be happy.
I hope that you got a lot out of that video and are inspired to eat healthier and cook more sustainably. If you did, make sure to subscribe to Yashua's channel. The links are in the description to follow him. And make sure to subscribe to this channel if you're not already, where there are many more educational and inspirational videos to come. I love you all very much and see you again real soon.
Hi everybody, welcome back to another awesome day, another awesome vlog, another super hot day here in Southern California. Today it is right now 100 degrees. It's supposed to get up to 102. This is the hottest day of the summer so far here for us, and we've decided to come out in our van because we want to test our Arctic King portable air conditioner and talk to you about it, the pros and the cons, and let you know if on this hot of a day, this portable air conditioner can really cool our van down to a temperature that makes it comfortable enough for us to be in here. We brought a movie to watch, so we're just gonna spend some time out here in our van today. So let me tell you what we've got going on. We are here in Menifee at Wilderness Lakes at Thousand Trails Campground. The temperature in the van when we first came out with the doors open was 104.
It is currently 104 degrees Fahrenheit in the van.
As you can see, it's now 99. Now, we have only had the air conditioner on literally for a few minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and we also have the door open. Obviously, having the door open is letting in a lot of hot air. So let me show you our setup. In our videos, some of them before we have shown you, but I kind of want to give you another rundown on this one since you're specifically learning and we're talking about the Arctic King portable air conditioner. This air conditioner has to sit flat and level or it will not work properly. So Bill has built this really, really cool little wooden piece to sit under it because the area that we have it sitting is actually at an angle. So he built this, which is perfect because it allows it to sit flat and that allows it to work properly and efficiently. The thing about this air conditioner is it has a vent that vents outside all of the hot air. So if you touch this, right now it's just mildly warm, but the longer the air conditioner is running, this tube is going to get extremely hot. The problem about that is it radiates heat into the front of the van. Because of the heat radiating from this tube, we've learned two things to try in order to keep the heat down in the cab of our van. The first thing is we're gonna wrap the tube in this blanket, hopefully to contain some of the heat within the blanket so that it's not constantly radiating into the cab. The other thing we've learned, which we're gonna step outside right now and show you, is we have made a cover for our front window, which will help keep the sun from coming in the front and adding to the heat, which is already being radiated off of this tube. Before we even bought the Arctic King, one of the things that we put up were these curtains, and they are heat resistant. We actually were able to fully close them and Velcro them together, which kept the heat out. Now, in order to allow this air to come out, it's a little more difficult because obviously we can't close them all together. The purpose of these is to try to keep the hot air from the front from coming into the back, because the back is our living area. This is where we are sleeping, watching our movies, kind of spending our time relaxing and hanging out. But if it is constantly venting hot air this direction, it's not efficient. We also crack a window right here in order to help some of the heat up here to be pushed out the window. But the whole goal, of course, of having this air conditioner is to cool it down, but then we also have to figure out how to keep the heat out of our space over here, which is where we're living and what we're trying to cool off. This is the only area that we really care about it being cool, so this is what we're always trying to keep the coolest spot in the van. We also do have the vent here. This vent that we put in, if you didn't watch this video, you should, because it is amazing. Yes, we did cut a hole in our van, just the two of us, Bill and I. Bill did the research on what we needed to do and we put this in, and this allows the hot air to vent out the top. So that is a really, really helpful thing as well. Now, it has already, just since I've been talking, come down 2 more degrees back here, and we do have the door open because we wanted to be able to go in and out in order to complete this part of the video. So, even with the door open, it has come down a couple more degrees. Now let's step outside. I want to show you the cover that we made for the front of our van window. Bill and I measured and sewed a sheet. We actually had found a nice red sheet that would fit perfectly. We just had to hem the edges and make it a little bit smaller in order to fit on our windshield. We used Velcro. We stitched this piece onto the fabric and we put the Velcro piece on here in order to hold it in place. So we have been able now to have a cover that we can take on and off fairly easily in order to try to keep the heat out of the front of the van as much as possible. Based on our experience using the Velcro that is self-stick, we're gonna make changes already right away. We just put this on a couple of days ago and we're already experiencing some problems with the Velcro. Because of the heat, the sticky just doesn't work as well as we'd like it to. So we've come up with a better plan. Actually, I should say Bill came up with a better plan. We are going to sew small magnets in, and the magnets will magnetize to the van. We know that'll work perfect because it works great with our screen. When we want to open it, the magnets stick to the sides perfectly. So that's going to be an easy on and off solution. So we have plugged into the electricity at the campground. This is a 30 amp plug. So we have purchased our pigtail power adapter that just will plug in then to our extension cord that's plugged into the air conditioner in the van, and this will allow us to get power from the campground, which is definitely enough power to run our air conditioner as long as we need. We've now come inside, we've wrapped our tube with the blanket and put the bungee cord on it to hold it in place. Hopefully that will keep some of the heat from radiating into the cab. We're gonna close everything up now, close our curtains a little bit better to keep as much heat in the front and venting out this window that we have cracked open over here. and keep the back as cool as possible. We're gonna start our movie and we'll check in with you in a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to hook up my battery because we're gonna watch a movie. We are still using our battery and our solar today to run our DVD player and our television. The only thing we're using the campground electricity for is our air conditioner. So I'm going to hook the red up first, which is the positive, and then I'm going to hook up the negative. I've put everything back in the cupboard so that we can close it all up while we watch our movie. I'm going to turn my inverter on, and that's going to provide power to everything. So my TV is coming on. And the lights are on my DVD player as well. And I'm gonna put my movie in. Close this up while we're watching it. Yeah, buddy. We've paused our movie. As you can see, it's 3:03 p.m. and 102 degrees outside. So it is really, really hot. It's the heat of the day right now. And it is 79 degrees. Which is really awesome. It's definitely cooled down in here and it is working really, really great. All right, everybody, we're gonna end our video here. We're gonna finish watching our movie and enjoy the rest of our day here at the campground. I hope you enjoyed our video. If you have any comments or suggestions on what we can do to help our Arctic King run more efficiently, keep it cooler in here, anything about our video today that might be helpful, please leave comments and suggestions below. We really want to know if you have anything helpful for us. That would be great. So I hope you enjoyed our video. I hope you enjoyed our review on the Arctic King and getting our van cooled down using that and some other things like the cover on the front of our window. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!
Been reading this book called The Survivor's Club. My friend's mom gave it to me on Christmas and some good stuff in there. I'm not typically big on reading, but it's kind of a habit I want to get back into. I've noticed that there's really not a lot to do once you're out like camping and stuff, unless you're on a hike or something. I remember when me and Sean were together, we spent the majority of our time just doing nothing. So I feel like there's definitely some kind of hobby you should get into while living on the road. I think reading would be a good one. A good way to like stimulate your brain or whatever. So I actually did not get any sleep last night. It wasn't too terrible because the day before I slept until like 3 o'clock or whatever. I don't remember what time it was. But as far as last night, no sleep. So at the moment, I'm running straight off of the coffee I am drinking right now. But it did help catching the sunrise. I have not gone to an actual coffee shop since I was in Arizona. I really used to enjoy catching sunrises in the morning, just soaking in the sunrise, and I felt like that really helped change my day. And so thinking about that, I decided it would be a good idea to actually just go to a coffee shop and just come here, soak it all in. And so I came here, started reading this book that I got, and it's been a good start to the day. I am thinking of going to my old job, my first job that I had when I was younger. So I used to work at a Chick-fil-A. I used to ride my bike there actually, because this was like before the Jeep. So this was like one, or would it be BJ? I don't know. B before Jeep. So one BJ. So one BJ, 1 year before the Jeep. I was working at a Chick-fil-A, and it was about a 7-minute bike ride. This was back when I was still in shape, so I could ride my bike there in like 7 minutes. And I actually really enjoyed working at the Chick-fil-A. For multiple reasons, I would like to not go back there, mostly because I'm just kind of still sick of Chick-fil-A in itself. But I am really good friends with the owner there, as well as most of the crew, so I feel like I would be okay going there. The biggest issue is I would not be able to film anything if I was working there. I was hoping to get a job that I could go and I could still film, you know, whatever I was doing. The good thing about this job is it'll be consistent. I know what I'm doing. I thought about applying for like somewhere else. I was looking at maybe working in a coffee shop or something, but the only issue with that is if I worked at a coffee shop, despite the fact that I'd probably love it for a while, I would have to learn their whole system. And as opposed to Chick-fil-A, I already know everything about it, so I wouldn't have to learn anything. And especially being here, they know that. I don't have to like explain that to them or tell them that I have experience. They were like the people who made me who I am, so I could just walk in, and if they need work, then I have trouble believing that I won't get it. On the other hand, it is quite possible that they don't need any help right now, in which case I will have to find another job. But we'll see. I probably should have done this from the beginning, but it just is not my personal preference. I was able to contact DoorDash yesterday and get a little bit more information on what that is, and apparently this area is on pause, which I don't understand. I've contacted customer support like 5 times prior to this, and I guess this was the first person who actually looked into it. Apparently the reason that I can't get any work here is because there's already like so many people doing DoorDash in this area that it's basically just not available. I really don't know what I'm gonna do today. I have the whole day ahead of me. Unlike every other day, I've had like nothing to do because I wake up at 3, sun goes down like 3 hours later, and by that time I just feel like it's the end of the day. And today I actually have a full day. No money, which means I can't get anything for the Jeep. As soon as I get my stimulus check, I'm going to start ordering everything I know that I need, and then we'll worry about everything after. I need to find a place that can fix the windshield. My donor, Larry Stockman, actually reached out and told me that if I get in contact with him, he's still up for helping me fix the windshield, so that's going to help a lot because that gives me the whole rest of the stimulus check to fix the muffler, the brakes, and all that other stuff. I still have to find a shop here. Aside from that, I'm gonna keep enjoying my coffee here at the coffee shop and do that research stuff. You guys remember how I was just kind of ranting about how I haven't had any luck with DoorDash at all? It's literally been like a week and I haven't accomplished a single DoorDash order simply because it won't let me. It wouldn't even let me get to the actual app to schedule anything. It just told me I couldn't. It basically, I was a sitting duck. It wouldn't let me do anything. Well, right after I was done talking about that, I still logged in the app because I had this addiction of constantly checking on this app to see if I was able to get an order in, and I found out that it was actually letting me schedule times. Now the times are really odd, but I scheduled like every single time I can get this week, and out of those times, one of them is today. I have a schedule from 11 to 12. The reason that I'm excited about this is because unlike every other job option here, DoorDash is something I would be able to do while living on the road. I had a few reasons why I never attempted it in the past, but I think I might try to figure out how I can do it while living on the road. This way, if I ever need money or I'm very tight on money, about to just go start delivering orders. Wish me luck, because I have no idea how well this is gonna go. Might be a total flop. Might not get to do any orders. I don't know how the app works, and I might have to argue with people. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how this goes. Stop number uno. Let's Bush's Chicken. Let's hope they give me the food, because I don't know how this works. It's drive-through only. Hello, I'm here to pick up a DoorDash order from Mia. Yeah. Thank you. Alrighty. Pizza time.
Starting route.
So I completed the order, but they put on the ticket to make sure that I included ranch. And they had ranch for their salad.
At the light, turn right onto East Cuthbert Avenue.
I really hope that's what they were referring to, because otherwise there was not ranch in the bag, so cross
In
our
half
fingers.
a mile.
So far, first trip, complete success. At least I think. I haven't got any complaints yet. So I gotta accomplish like 3 orders in an hour. Made roughly $15 an hour, so I guess it's like decent. Not complaining about it, that's for sure. Well, now that I actually have my foot in the door, it's sending me more orders. So I just scheduled to dash till 3 o'clock. Nothing better to do? Might as well make some money. Let's go! Bagging money. Check. This isn't a DoorDash order. This is mine now. I still haven't slept all day, and I also have not eaten all day. Time to go see my puppy.
My girl's name is Sonora. I tell you friends I adore her. And when she dances, oh brother, she's a hurricane in all kinds of ways. My girl's name is Sonora. I tell you friends I adore her. And when she dances, oh brother, she's a hurricane in all kinds of weather.
What's up guys? Today we're going to be showing you our Chevy Suburban. It's a 2002 and how we converted it to be a camper that we live in full time. We're in South Carolina right now, Charleston to be specific. We actually have the bed out of the back of the Suburban. This is the mattress that we use. The reason everything is out of the Suburban right now is because we are cleaning it out entirely. We're almost 3 months into our 6-month road trip, and this is all the crap that we just took out of the Suburban. So this is pretty much everything we have, other than what is sitting upstairs in the bedroom, which would be our clothes and stuff for the shower and the bathroom.
It has been cold the entire time that we have been traveling. So now it is 60 degrees. This is the warmest day that we've had so far on this trip, and we're taking advantage of the warm weather and getting the Suburban all cleaned out and detailed to the best of our ability.
If you guys are new and just found this video, you guys should consider hitting the subscribe button, because we're on a 6-month US road trip touring the United States, and we pretty much just left our life behind and packed everything up in our car. Funny story how we got the Suburban. If you guys want to see that, you can click the link that's up above. We're not going to go into that in this video, because this video is going to be all about showing you guys the Suburban that we actually live in now. If you clicked on this video, you're probably looking for some sort of idea of how to convert an SUV or a van to turn it into a camper conversion. Now, I will warn you, our conversion is a little bit different than most people's, and that's because we didn't go all out. We literally converted this thing in a few hours. So that is the point of our conversion video, is to show you guys that you don't need the nicest, fanciest stuff. You don't need a ton of money. You don't need all this extra stuff that people on the internet try to show you. You can literally go on, to this point, an 88-day road trip with bare minimum.
Today's video is sponsored by Joby.com. The HandyPod is a portable mini tripod or handheld support and can be used for phones, GoPros, cameras, and more. The HandyPod Mobile Plus comes with the HandyPod, the GripTight 1 mount, and an impulse remote, which allows you to trigger your phone's camera from up to 90 feet away. I love how comfortable and compact the HandyPod is, but one of my favorite features is the push-button ball head adjustment that allows you to easily switch from landscape to portrait mode. Head over to Joby.com to find out which HandyPod is best for you. And for 20% off your order, use the discount code GOTLOVE at checkout.
Now I want to start off by showing you guys the bed frame that we built into this. All of the wood that goes into this, plus the hinge, all the brackets, the screws, everything. You're looking at around $250, and that is also including the mattress here. Now this mattress right here is a memory foam mattress that we bought off of Amazon. This one specifically is 8 inches. Now something that we have learned over the last 3 months of traveling is this thing is overkill. It is so comfortable. And it takes up a lot of space because it's 8 inches. That is something to consider if you're looking into this video, that you might not want to go 8 inches because it takes up so much more room than say a 6-inch or even a 4-inch mattress, and it depends on what kind of comfort level you're looking for. Now this mattress is actually a full-size mattress, so it is huge. Now there is one little thing that we ended up doing differently is you can see we have these little paper clips, and then I actually sewed this too and then folded it under. And the reason for that is because this was a full-size mattress and we had to cut about 7 inches off of it because in the Suburban we actually have the middle seats still in the Suburban. So with this camper van conversion we can actually fit 5 people in our Suburban plus have the bed in the back. So we can still use it to transport people or hang out with people, which is kind of what we wanted, but the more we're getting into this and we're realizing we haven't really rode with people or taken people in our Suburban anywhere after 3 months. So we're like, what if we were to fully convert it at some point? So that's gonna be in the future, so definitely subscribe if you wanna stay tuned for that future conversion with the Suburban, because we're really excited for all the ideas that we've gotten after doing all this travel of how we can make this an even better camper conversion for future trips. This is a really simple build. Home Depot is where we got all the wood. Under here we just put some little foam so it doesn't rattle or anything. And now I didn't actually get online and look up how to build a frame. I just went to Home Depot and was like, this is what I want to build, and just bought wood, and in my head I had how I wanted to design it, and I did just that. So I'm actually gonna have you help me get the mattress off real quick so I can show them the frame. To be completely honest, 2x4s was a bit overkill with this design. All we have is the one crossbar in the middle, one on each side. It's pretty standard, pretty simple. It does work for storage. We put the hinge on it so we can lift it up. It can only lift up maybe, what, 12 inches?
Yeah.
So in the Suburban with the mattress on it, we can only lift it about this high, but it allows us to reach in and grab stuff in there, because we've had things like this in here. As you can see, they're kind of getting broken and damaged because we keep shoving them in and out, and that's something that we're learning is not the most efficient for our trip.
I really like the way that we have done everything though, and we're learning a lot as we go and figuring out what is going to work better with us in the future. So I'm excited to see what becomes of this. But even right now, like, this is so cool. I don't know many people who just live out of their car like this. So it's been an awesome experience.
Now we're not actually at our own home right now because we live in Las Vegas. So we're staying at a friend's house right now in South Carolina. I just recently got out of the Air Force and he's currently in the Air Force. He watched my Air Force videos. I have another channel. So he watched all that. He reached out and said we could stay here when we pass through South Carolina. So we're just kind of crashing here for now, kind of getting back on our feet, cleaning out the Suburban. We're about 3 months into this road trip and it's been crazy. But like I was saying, the 2x4s is definitely overkill. This thing is so sturdy. Like, I have zero thought that it will break or be damaged with us in there. It's really too much for what we want to do, and I wish I would have designed it differently, but at the time I didn't know what I wanted to design. I just kind of made it. That's what I'm really looking forward to in the future, is being able to take what we've learned and build on top of that, and then rebuilding a whole new frame into the back of the Suburban, because this, as you can see, can be just taken out of the Suburban, no problem at all. Actually, me and my wife just did it. She's 5'2", 100 pounds. and I'm 6'11", 200 pounds, and we moved it out without any issue together. So it's really not that heavy. I wanna have better utilized storage in the Suburban. You guys are probably wondering, all right, you've been talking about the Suburban, you haven't showed us the Suburban. So this is our 2002 Chevy Suburban conversion when it's not converted. We have these racks on top, but we do not have a cargo carrier. And surprisingly enough, that has been the biggest mistake we have made on this whole road trip. That's something that I'm trying to change in the next few weeks. We're looking to get a cargo carrier, so we're trying to decide which one, which brand, which company, all that stuff to go with. But I think that is going to be a huge thing for anybody that tries to have a camper van conversion, is look into getting a cargo carrier for the top of your car, because not only will that maximize the amount of space that you actually get in the livable compartment of your vehicle, but it just helps declutter everything. So for us, we take our clothes in and out everywhere we go if we do stay somewhere. And that has been a huge issue for us, is like it always just gets thrown around somewhere and it just becomes more complicated. And if we can store stuff on top that isn't necessary to have all the time, but we need it every once in a while, it would make traveling in this thing so much easier. So if you are going to be traveling long distance or road trips, I would highly recommend that you look into getting some sort of cargo carrier, because it will definitely help your trip. And you might not realize right away that, why would I want to spend X amount of money for a cargo carrier, because I just don't think it's worth it. We can throw it in the back. Well, for us traveling, after a few weeks, we started to realize that we thought we had room, but as soon as you start to pull something out and then it becomes a pain to put it back right away, and then stuff just starts getting cluttered, having a cargo carrier is going to save you so much time that it is definitely worth the money. So we're actually going to finish cleaning the Suburban right now, but this is the back. It's pretty spacious. If I were to lay in here with the back seat, my feet are touching here. My head actually goes to where the door would hit me in the forehead.
How tall are you?
I am 5'11", 6 foot-ish. So that goes to show you that there's not an extreme amount of room. You probably knew that if you were gonna convert a vehicle, because let's be serious, vehicles don't have much square feet in them for livable space. Now you, on the other hand, you can fit in here just fine, no problems. So you can fit 2 people in here comfortably. Like we were saying, that mattress is incredible. It is so comfortable. It's the best mattress we've slept on our whole road trip. It may not be long enough. You might have to curl your legs up just a little bit. I mean, it definitely works for what you're trying to do. If you want to go on a road trip, sometimes you're gonna have to make sacrifices, like living in a small vehicle.
But then you can even choose to take the middle seats out, like we have not done yet, but
exactly.
Probably be doing
the bigger conversion would be, if you don't want anybody else to ride in your vehicle, just the 2 of you, you'll be golden if you remove these seats. These seats would add another 3 feet to the back and add so much more space, even down here, because these alone take up probably what our luggage takes up. I have a duffel bag and McKenna has 2 with clothes in it. The seats probably take up more cubicle inches than what our duffel bags take up. So just removing the seats would increase the amount of space in this vehicle tremendously.
I actually only have 1 duffel bag with clothes in it, and then my other one is for my hair and makeup stuff. And then we have a bag for all of our shower stuff.
So you've consolidated on the trip. Something else.
I had bulky clothes at first because it was winter.
That's something else we're learning, is the way you pack really matters. So one thing to consider is, as you road trip, you are gonna learn so much. You can research all you want online and all this stuff. You can watch our videos, you can watch all these other videos about converting SUVs. But the biggest thing that I want you guys to understand is, no matter how much you research, no matter how much you prepare, you're gonna learn things for your own personal preference while you travel and be like, oh my gosh, we should be doing this. And it's totally fine, just change it when you figure it out. Pretty much cleaned out every cranny that we could think of, and that's quite a bit of crap in there for that small Suburban. We have a full-size bed sheet that we put around this, even though, like I said, we cut 7 inches off, so it doesn't exactly fit perfectly. Once it's jammed into the back of the Suburban, Fits perfectly fine. This doesn't come untucked. So we're gonna put this back in the Suburban right now, and it's gonna fit super snug in the back of this. We were not joking when we said this is a very tight fit in here. Literally goes all the way to the back. That way I can fit the best I can in here, but it sits perfectly up against the back of the seats right up there. And then underneath here is where we have all of our storage and everything that goes in there. And like we said, we lift this up so we can access stuff if we need to reach in. But again, this is a bit overkill for everything that we need. Honestly, we were talking and we could probably cut maybe a foot off of the bed this way, and that would still be enough for us to sleep. And you could build this whole side into shelves, which I'll link up above a couple that has already done exactly that, and I really want to use their build in a Suburban. I'm pretty sure they had a 2002 Suburban as well, and it's super awesome what they did, but theirs is like super permanent, perfect, awesome. Like the Suburban is officially a camper conversion at that point. Ours is more like temporary low budget version. We can still use these seats like normal. We have this one set forward. I can set this one forward as well. So if we wanted to maximize the space right now, we can still do this. But again, pulling these seats out completely allows this whole bottom area to be open. Plus it allows you to take this off. Underneath these, there's more storage compartments that fit very little, maybe like a pair of shoes here and like 3 pair of shoes under here. But just having the seats out would allow so much more room in the back of this. Since it is a pain to access this back area at the moment, we end up putting the stuff that we rarely use back here. So for McKenna, she has her summer stuff right there. So this stuff is going to be sitting here. We're actually going to Florida real soon, so we should be able to bust that stuff out hopefully by next week, which I'm super excited for. But then we also have Golden Knights stuff because we are Vegas Golden Knights fans since we are from Vegas. But we have our jerseys in there and then our hats that we wear to the games when we go to games on the road. Other than a cargo carrier, I would say that one of these is gonna be a lifesaver for traveling. We bought this one specifically at Walmart for $80 some. I wasn't sure how well it would work. I was kind of nervous. Charged it up the first day we bought it. Luckily enough, a week later, went to start the Suburban, wouldn't start. So we just pulled this thing out, hooked it up, started instantly. It was actually incredible. It's the fastest I've ever seen a car start up being jumped. We literally connected it to the battery, told McKenna to start it, started right up, had no issues. After jump starting the Suburban, we have charged our laptops on this, we have charged our phones on this. I actually will leave my phone plugged into this overnight, and that way it can charge if we sleep in the Suburban, because we don't run the Suburban all night. And this thing is still sitting at a full battery. So this is after one jump start of the Suburban, charging our laptops probably twice, and charging my phone fully 2 times. So I'm really impressed with the fact that this battery is still fully charged and I know it can run our battery. It's not the ideal thing. Most people would probably put a full-on battery system in the Suburban so they can charge whatever they want and then they just have the vehicle charge the battery. So it's a permanent solution, but I really do like having the freedom of this, and this I can take out, take it to somebody else. Say we run into somebody else that needs help, needs jump started. We're not gonna have any issues helping them out. One of these can definitely be a lifesaver if you're gonna be converting a SUV or van into a full-time camper.
Hey, thanks so much for watching today's video. Do all the normal things. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, thumbs up. Also leave a comment down below because we love hearing from you guys. But now what you should do is check out one of those videos right there. See you in our next one. Peace out. Go Loco.
Oops, sorry about that. I didn't mean to. What's up guys, my name's Ben and this is my van. So, my van is definitely not as glamorous as all of the $40,000 Sprinter van conversions and pop-top Westphalias that you see splattered across Instagram. You know, I don't really have the money nor the resources to have one of those vans. But what I do have is the internet, more specifically Craigslist, which is where I purchased my 1988 Dodge Caravan. So yeah, let me show you around. This is one of the 4 entrances to the vehicle, also known as the passenger side door. This is the sliding door, which usually opens. Moving to the inside of the vehicle, it is packed with unbelievable features. A steering wheel, a gas pedal, and a brake pedal, air conditioning that surprisingly works, and this super dope retro window system. The sound system is a very basic yet very beautiful and partially broken cassette player. Moving towards the back of the vehicle. The first thing that you'll notice about the back is this bed. It may not seem like a lot at first, but it can actually sleep 3 people comfortably. Okay, comfortably would be a lie. It can sleep 2 people comfortably, and then the 3rd person sleeps like you're in a coffin, but it works. And then towards the front of the van, the mattress actually covers a bench seat, which you can fold back for more seating. Down on the floor, I have 2 main containers. This one contains all of my clothes, and the other container contains all my cooking materials, random Tupperware, a candle, soap, rice. I also have some extra water, my dirty, disgusting shoes, a glow-in-the-dark pee bottle, a first aid kit, a gas can, and this bag which holds dirty laundry. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get out of here now because it's dark and it's starting to rain. But before I go, I just wanted to mention the fact that when I first started seeing van tours on YouTube and hashtag van life on Instagram, it was pretty much just a whole bunch of $20,000 Volkswagen buses. But if you're like me, you did not have $20,000 to spend on a vehicle. But you can still make it happen. You just have to do your research and you can definitely find something within your price range. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Trucking, got my chips cashed in and keep trucking. Like the dude I'm made together, more or less in line.
Today I'm here with Tom, and he is just setting out into the traveling lifestyle. He has been in his van now for a couple of months. He has a really good build that I think you're really gonna like. And so with that, I introduce you to Tom. How's it going?
Oh, good. How we doing, Jamie?
Doing really well.
I know this guy from somewhere.
Thank you for taking a moment and talking to us about your van. Now let's just start with, how did you arrive at the notion that you were going to give a lifestyle like this a shot?
I kind of planned it about a year ago, just reading the forum. Cheap RV Living Forum, and just looking at pictures and deciding how I wanted to build a van and buy a van. I had one in the previous years when I was younger.
What inspired you to live a traveling lifestyle rather than just retire and move into an apartment or something?
I enjoy traveling and built the van and just enjoying it right now.
What was the deciding factor in you choosing a van over an RV?
The size and then be able to get into boondocking spots easier.
Okay.
And like the high top, give me more headroom.
Okay, and how did you find this van?
For Craigslist.
Okay, so you just went into your local Craigslist market?
Right, it came out of Las Vegas.
What did you type in as a search?
Vans.
Okay.
Yeah, under vans, and I picked it up. It's a 2002 Ford E150, and I paid like $2,900 for it, which is a pretty good deal. Good mechanically. And I just started working on my conversion. After gutting all the insides, taking out the old seats, the old carpet.
When you first bought it, was it ready to go mechanically, or did you have it looked at and any work done?
Actually, my nephew is a mechanic, so he helped me change all the plugs and coils and the front brakes and check everything out on it, which really helped.
So you started with Craigslist, you found the van there, you made the purchase, you liked what you saw, you didn't see anything major mechanically with it, so you went ahead and made the purchase and had your nephew go through it, change the plugs, look at the brakes, and then you set out to build it out.
That was the goal.
What's your background?
I'm a slot tech, and I've always worked on stuff and built stuff and everything over the years.
So you're kind of a handy guy anyway.
I've always been that way, oh yeah.
And so to create the van on the inside the way you wanted, you did the work yourself?
Right, I just started kind of a design on paper and started building the frame and added on from there.
Sounds good. Would you mind giving us a look?
Basically simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
So it was all new carpet, down to the carpet. All the seat belts and chairs were removed. And then I started with all just 2x4, 2x2 frame for the bed. And 1/4-inch plywood. And just used braces for inside to make it strong enough.
Just some L brackets you bought at the hardware
store? Yeah, L
store?
brackets at Walmart. And quite a few of them, and the screws, wood screws, and just started with the base. And I said I needed a nice long bed for to be able to sleep in comfortably.
Is that a full-size mattress?
It's like a twin extra long, but it's a little shorter.
And where would you find something like that?
A little shorter, wider this way. I got the Foam Factory was where I got the foam from. Memory foam and regular HD foam. And then over here, this is also the cabinet, which is made out of also 2x2s. Framed with just 1/8-inch hardboard, which is light, and I used speaker box carpet from Amazon. It's like $25 a roll, and I used the 3M spray to stick the carpet on.
3M adhesive upholstery spray.
Yeah, spray adhesive, right. And this is kind of housing for my electronics, solar.
Well, it came out really nice.
And the battery, has my one Walmart battery in the back, which handles my cooler.
It looks great. How many amp hours is the battery?
That's 110, I believe.
So 110 amp hours. Is it the Marine hybrid?
Yeah, it's the Walmart top, the biggest one they had.
And what's something like that run, if you don't mind me asking?
It was about $95, something like that.
$95. Did you get an extended warranty with it? Do they offer that?
They do, but I figured a year is good enough.
Okay, so it comes with a year warranty, and you've got your battery, which means you've got solar panels. Tell us a little bit about that.
I have a thin flex panel, 100-watt flex panel on the top.
And are those the adhesive type panels?
I use just industrial Velcro to fasten it on there.
Okay.
Yeah, industrial Velcro only.
So you've got one 100-watt panel powering a 95 amp hour battery, which I think is a good lesson for someone starting out. As a rule of thumb, the amount of watts of solar should be roughly around the amount of amp hours that the battery can hold. You want those numbers to be about the same. And so in Tom's case, he's got 195, so you're right in there.
What I have is the cabinet extends out here because I have a pneumatic cooler, the CF25, which runs off the 12 volts and holds my...
Where did you get that refrigerator?
Off of eBay. The countertop is tile, big pieces of tile from Home Depot. And the same carpet, 2x2 framing. This is plywood in the back to fasten in stuff too with the carpet. And just some little racks here and there. And there's actually a shelf here with a little lip on it so I can just pull the basket. I got pans for any miscellaneous stuff, and I got a little room down here with my
and storage from the original, van conversion. It's all the way around. And I added some RV lights, which are really bright. Right there. I have a fantastic fan control right here for multi-speeds. A wall remote that I acquired off eBay. This has speed and a thermostat temperature control, and also has a rain sensor built into it, which is handy.
What's something like that run with all those features?
No, this one is about $250. I got it for about $100.
Is it used, or? Because
I had to find this control unit here.
The Fantastic Fan is an industry standard that a lot of folks use. It's got a very low draw, 12 volt fan, and you can get it with a lot of features if you want, all the way up to 250 bucks.
The basic one, the one that's 100, is just being able to open the vent and having the exhaust come out is good.
So fully loaded, you're looking at someplace around 250 or maybe a little bit north of that, but you can drop down if there's features you don't want, such as one of the features that Tom has on his fan is that when it rains, the fan senses that it's raining and the lid closes down so the rain doesn't get into the inside of your vehicle. If you're off on a walk or in the casino having the buffet or whatever and it starts raining, that lid will close. And how easy was it to install?
It was real tricky, as you know from yesterday.
Yeah, we did an install yesterday.
Without taking the ceiling off, the original ceiling, it was hard to cut through all the different wood layers that were there. So
if it's your first time installing a Fantastic Fan, get somebody that's a handyman or somebody you trust to give you a hand with it. But nothing you can't sort through.
Definitely, yeah.
Right on. Well, thanks for showing us the fan, man.
Definitely helpful.
Appreciate it.
All right, Jamie.
You gotta get out of here, kid.
And that's the LED strip installed into the original old overhead, which just about the right brightness.
Looks great. What would you guess your standing height is in here?
I can stand up just about like that.
And Tisha's standing all the way up.
And she's short, so that's good.
And she's got a little clearance, so that's cool. And you've got a shelf here that you bought, or some bins with.
Yeah, this is just a Walmart 3 drawers, a cabinet, plastic that I bought from Walmart.
What's something like that run?
It was about $40.
$40, and that way you can keep your clothes and miscellaneous equipment nice and neat.
Bathroom stuff and clothes and some kitchen stuff in the bottom that's heavy.
Heaviest stuff goes to the bottom so that it isn't tippy, and it looks like you've also got a bungee on there so it doesn't, the doors don't slide out while you're driving.
Most important, yeah, most importantly, I have L brackets on both sides that mounts to the strong wood part here and also the cabinet. And the bed storage is quite a bit of storage underneath. See the framing.
So you've got two separate doors.
This is kind of hinged. It's hinged right there. See how I did it?
Yes.
It's only 1/4 inch plywood, which is fine because I got it braced good enough, and the 2x2 is strong.
And you've got some milk crates.
Yeah, for like
to separate things out.
For
so
auto
it's not a big
road
toy
stuff
box.
like the jacks and stuff like that.
What advice would you give to anybody that's looking to do what you're doing through the process of what you've learned from doing this? Is there any advice that you would give somebody to help them with their build that might be watching?
I just got all the ideas from watching videos and looking at pictures online. You know, clearing out the van really helped as a good start for the base. Have bare canvas to work from. Just go forward and enjoy life.
Any mistakes that you would caution folks against making? Not even that you made them. Just, I would say, be careful about this.
Yeah, I can't.
You just don't make mistakes, man.
I'm just like, I built it, I'm living in it, and I'm enjoying myself right now.
Okay, what do you do to while away the hours in your new retired time besides traveling?
I play guitar, of course.
So you've got your guitar with you?
Right, and my amp, little portable amp.
Okay.
And just enjoy traveling. I'm going to do some more traveling in the future.
Any funny stories that you'd like to share with us that have happened with you since you started on the road? Like, what's the funniest thing that's happened to you?
Just a lot of driving and meeting different people, but nothing really that I remember that I can recall right offhand.
Well, thanks, man. I really appreciate you taking time to share your van build with us, and I wish you all the luck in the world moving forward. You and I have camped out quite a few times and had a blast, and I know it's just going to continue.
Definitely.
So thanks a lot, man.
Oh, Jamie, thanks,
I appreciate it. Thanks for the tour.
Right, thanks.
See you guys.
down the middle, open wide, and we jump right in.
Hello and welcome back to yet another Flora and the Novice Explorers video.
We're talking our budget again, and it is month 3.
This will include our travel in Germany from the north down to the south.
And it also incorporates our Zero Waste Month challenge. So what kind of effect did that have on our budget?
Wait to find out. So in month 1 we were technically over budget. Month 2 we were just under. So let's see if by our 3rd month we've learned any valuable lessons.
Roll it!
So once again, our biggest cost is food. Last month we spent €260.45.
This month though, we've been doing the Zero Waste Challenge, which means that we have not allowed any plastic wrap food to enter our van. So that means our budget this month for food is €328.12.
Unfortunately, that tends to be the biggest negative of zero waste. If you want more information, we do have a video on our channel about the Zero Waste Challenge we did.
Link below if you're interested. This month's fuel total was €137.64 and we did 758 miles. We have been enjoying the road trip at a much slower pace, and we've also really enjoyed having mountains and hills to explore. Last month's total was €128.12. We have been running our diesel heater a little bit more, but I don't think it will really have much of an impact on this month's total. Up next is eating out, and sometimes we just can't control ourselves. This month we spent €110.02 on it.
Last month, however, we did spend $147.25, so it has come down slightly, but eating out tends to be a real wild card for us. It's either quite a small amount or just mega high.
Got no self-control.
So our camping gas refill cost us €30, and that seems to be about the going rate. However, last month we did spend $39.89 because we bought some smaller refillables for emergencies.
Our laundry bill this month was €16.50, and that was for a massive wash and a small wash, so one big load of coloured washing and one white washing. Last month it was only $7.50, but that was only for one small wash, so we're quids in compared to Oban. This month we spent €14 on campsites, compared to 104 the previous month. That's because Germany offers a fantastic range of free motorhome park-ups, and we've only had to pay for 2 nights.
We spent a total of €8 on showers and toilets. Now that's a lot better than last month's €15.70. The dream is now finding free and untimed showers, which we have done, but we could always do with a few more.
This month we spent €7.02 on personal care, which included a brand new bamboo toothbrush, and we also tried out some toothpaste tablets during our Zero Waste Challenge. And this month's MISC total is $6.99, which is a damn sight better than last month's $45.59. This month we've had to pay for a little bit of tourism and sightseeing. We paid €6 to climb 2 different towers, and I can tell you the views from the top were worth it.
So that brings us to postcards. We spent €5.15 on 2 cards and an international stamp, whereas last month we only spent 50 cents for a postcard. We spent a pretty reasonable €5 on parking, and that was at 2 destinations, being Hamelin and Marburg on the fairy tale route. We spent €4.80 on an electrical hookup. Last month was a total of $6.50, so that figure is coming down a bit. But we've since had a split charge unit fitted, so that number will hopefully come down and could potentially be 0.
We spent €4 on water, which is the same as last month, and we're refilling about once a week.
So for any new viewers out there who are unaware, our budget is €900 a month. And our spend for month 3 is
€683.25.
So we are, for once, quite a bit under.
Yes, we are very happy, but quite surprised because our food costs were nearly half of our total expenditure for the whole month.
But as we mentioned, we did the Zero Waste Challenge, and that has had quite an impact on the cost of food. However, Germany was the perfect place to try it because packaging food shops are in abundance.
Yeah, markets, butchers and delis and things like that all helped with going zero waste. But Germany is also fantastic for free motorhome car parks.
We've also not actually ridden the bikes very much, so bike maintenance was 0 this month.
Yes, I have refrained from getting a speeding ticket.
So the miscellaneous, as you saw, was significantly smaller.
We also haven't had the need this month to use coffee shops for their free Wi-Fi, so that hasn't even been in our budget. So we're growing and we're learning.
If you look after the pennies, the pounds will look after themselves, as they say. We've said no a couple of times to the odd treat, but you know, it's not as if we're not having fun, we're just being a bit more restrained because we're going to drag this out for as long as we can.
Yeah. Join us next time for another Flora and the Novice Explorer video. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe and share.
As always, leave us comments down below, any tips or tricks you've got, and press the bell button to receive notifications every time we upload a video to our channel.
Thanks for watching, see you later.
Gonna run off into the distance.
Oh, just hurt me here.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. 2 we're under. So let's see if we managed to make any significant changes, shall we? We'll do that again. We've also since had a split charge relay unit fitted. And we've since had a split charge. But we've since had a split hello and welcome back to yet another.
I don't like that with your hand.
And our grand spend this month is
€683.25.
I like the suspense.
Are you walking in to give it some movement?
Yeah, just like.
Okay.
Think of the music. 3, 2, 1. But we've since had a split. One more time. It's quite nice up here.
So last night we slept in the car in the Sierra Nevada mountains, not far from the Pico de Valletta, which is about 11,000 feet. Oh, look, snow. Do you wanna build a snowman? Woo! Do you wanna play with snow? No. Not really. So anyway, I'm going to show you how we sleep in the car, because obviously the van is gone. There's no more van life, but there is McCar life. And you know the phrase, does a bear shit in the woods? Well, I shat in those woods this morning. It was a bit nippy. Nearly got frostbite on my ass, but hey. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you McCar life. Good morning, Marina.
Is it a good morning?
It's a bit nippy. See what we've done here?
We're at 11,000 feet.
Yeah, could be a bit nippy. So, just quick rundown. We'll do a proper video on this. We've got 2 very cheap sleeping bags from Decathlon.
One looked very cheap fleece from IKEA.
Cheap fleece from IKEA. We've put our
hippie thingies.
we blocked out the windows with cardboard.
Free at the dumpster.
Which we picked up from the local tip.
Yeah, it only took a couple of, well, probably a couple of hours, because that took an hour by itself because it's shaped for the window.
And the cushions were from IKEA.
The cushions were from IKEA too.
We have got an air bed, but for this little trip we borrowed Jenny and Hobbit's foam from their seat cushions. So Marina, all in all, how much are we saying to kit this car out?
14, 18, do you know, so this is 4, these were $6.99, these were the pillows in IKEA that cost what, a couple of, so I'd say...
She's no Carol Vorderman, that's for sure.
What?
Nothing, carry on. How much would you reckon?
25.
25.
25 euros.
25 euros. Obviously,
well, no,
wait.
because just a second. We have to consider that we had the air mattress, but if you want to buy it, it's 17 euro in Decathlon. So it's for 42 euro you can kit the whole place. The whole.
So let's round it up, 50 euro.
50 euro.
And also, obviously we took the back seats out, which is very easy to do in a Renault Scenic.
Renault Scenic.
But it's just all about adapting.
It's extremely comfortable. You can completely lay out. It's extremely comfortable. At the point that, you know what? Right.
Where you go.
Bad things at home are much worse when you live in a camper.
This video might talk you out of full-time RV living.
Welcome to the channel. I'm Liz.
And I'm Paul, and these are exciting times to push past fear, build confidence, and live amazing.
And this video is actually about the not amazing things of full-time RV living.
Yeah, it's not all roses and sunshine out here.
It's not. Now, we love it. We've been doing it for 2.5 years. We want to keep it real for you and tell you the really bad parts. I mean, this is kind of a downer of a video, but I think it's honest.
Yeah, I think it's stuff that you need to think about before getting into this life. Some things you don't even think about in your house that are just can be a nightmare out here.
That's right. So we're going to go from bad to worse in our list. So the first one is mail.
Yep. That's one that I was thinking about when I said there are things you don't even, it doesn't even cross your mind most of the time. In fact, I don't remember ever thinking about mail when I was in my Sticks and Bricks house.
So imagine that you're expecting a package and it's supposed to arrive on Tuesday and you get a note that it's going to arrive a day late.
Might be a major inconvenience if you were expecting the part and you had something that you wanted to use it for.
Well, what about your bike wheels?
Just take a breath. We messed up your bike too. Look, your bike's broken.
Oh, I know, I bent the wheel.
So we had plans to drive 1,100 miles over about 4 days.
6 days.
6 days.
Yeah.
But we had lots of stops. And this bike wheel was supposed to arrive on Tuesday, and it didn't arrive on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, it shipped next day. Turned out to be almost a week.
We were really stressed because it would involve changing, 4 camping reservations,
Yep.
waiting on it because we couldn't leave and get it because we were going to be hundreds of miles away. We drove 200 miles to get a package that arrived after we left. Same situation, it was late, and we drove a 200-mile round trip to go get it.
Yeah, actually the one I was thinking about it was when we were waiting for the tile, and it showed up like a couple days after we left.
We had to pay somebody $50 to drive to
Yep.
a UPS store to ship it up to us.
Yep.
Let's talk about the next bad to worse, and that is getting sick. You know, in a house, what do? Well, you call in sick to work and you lay up on the bed and maybe your friends come over and bring you meals or give you rides. It's a whole lot different out here.
Yeah, if hopefully just one of you gets sick, you know, you're in an area you're not close to home, so you're not close to your doctor, so you're looking for a place to go if you need to, if you need medical assistance. Hopefully you can just ride it out in the rig. And
we'll talk about riding it out. If you have travel plans, then you're actually trying to travel while sick. I mean, that's got to be the worst. I mean, if you just want to, and what if you have a problem like a broken ankle or something like that? There isn't a camper made or a fifth wheel, a motorhome or anything without steps. So you're having to deal with getting in and out. And if you're solo, I mean, it's a physical life, reeling up hoses and stuff like that.
Yeah, the way I slid into her life was she broke her hand test riding a bike. Long story short, I came to where she was and with a plan to travel with her for 6 weeks or so until her hand healed.
You're still here.
And I'm still here. Yeah.
But it's every RVer's worst nightmare to, particularly if you're solo, to lose that physical ability, to get injured on the road or to get sick. It's
life-changing out here.
It's a major stress.
Yeah.
The next one is weather. I can honestly say that when I lived in a house, I didn't really look at the weather. I was not a problem. But in a camper, no matter what camper you have, you're so vulnerable. Now, when I lived in a house, it used to be sort of the joke that, mobile home parks attract bad weather, right? Mobile home parks are always the ones that are lost in floods or hurricanes or high winds or thunderstorms. Well, guess what? We're not even as sturdy as a mobile home.
No.
We're not anchored to the ground.
No.
So any kind of wind, rain, hurricanes, just a bad storm makes you go, oh gosh, we got to make sure that we're going to be okay. We may have to move. You're always in tune with the weather. You're always watching it when you're living in an RV. Right now where we're at, for instance, we know that tonight is going to get down into the low 20s. So, we got to make sure we have plenty of propane because we got to keep the belly warm. We got to keep us warm. We got to keep my belly warm. Yeah, keep us warm too. Yeah. We also have to undo our hose tonight because in all our hoses, because it is going to be 25, it's going to be freezing. Yep, you can get heated hoses. But it's about that awareness. You're so much more vulnerable out here. You're vulnerable to the weather. You're also vulnerable to fire. I mean, you're just very, it's a different mindset out here. Is you're more aware of your vulnerability and you have to be prepared to move should something happen. The next one would be repairs. If this thing, and we're in this situation right now, if it has to go into the shop for an extended period, you're going to lose your home. How often does that happen? If you live in a house, how often do you have to leave your house for a repair? I mean, that's rare. It would be tenting for, on the West Coast, we have termites. If your house has to be tented, you have to move out. Right, and then also if you're doing major renovations, like new kitchen or something like that, you would have to leave. But other than that, you can pretty much rest assured that no matter what your house needs, you still get to live in it. Yeah. Unlike with our rig, or if you have a Class A and you need work done on the engine. Going into this life, this was my worst fear, is that I would lose my home to some major repair. And that's exactly what we're going through. We are going to lose our rig for 3 to 6 weeks. We have to move out. We have the huge expense of the hotel. We have the huge inconvenience of having to pack up, well, what do we need? We also will probably have extra expense as far as, going out to eat and that sort of thing. Yeah, we're not going to be able to prepare food in a hotel the way we would in our rig. And the worst thing about living on the road versus living in your house is when a family member back home or a close friend back home is sick or dying. Yeah, I got a call about a week ago and from my brother, and he sprung the news on me that he has pancreatic cancer. We were on our way to where we are right now. When we got here, I immediately made plans to get a flight to Las Vegas, where he lives, to spend some time with him. It's bad enough if this happens in your hometown, but the fact that you have the stress of having to, park the rig and get on a plane and go, that it is the worst. Yeah, I mean, it was made somewhat easier. Had this happened when I was solo, of course, I would have been looking for a place to store the rig. I didn't even know how long I was going to be staying. It depended on, what I found when I got there. And yeah, what condition he was in. Yeah. I mean, I was certainly not going to get on a plane and come back here if he was, days away from dying. So yeah. This is the worst right now that we're going through. But we still want to do it. But I still am not looking to stop. I mean, it's just this is one of those major hurdles that we're having to get over. So on the bad to worst, let us know what we've missed. If there's any bad to worst that you want to share, just let us know in the comments. Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be in the great outdoors, like a bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here, I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together, it's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.